Now at 9, a helicopter crashed into the Hudson River this afternoon. We have the details.
And inflation rates decreased last month, but learn how tariffs could make that short-lived.
Next, Medicaid may look different in the future. Find out how the House of Representatives could be changing it.
Plus, one local shop is putting love into their work. Find out how they're changing the art scene.
Tracking that warming up spring weather, NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ava Lenz.
And I'm Peyton Mucker.
Earlier today, a helicopter broke apart in midair and crashed upside down into the Hudson River, according to the Associated Press.
The crash killed 6 people in the latest high-profile aviation disaster in the U.S.
The New York Fire Department said it received a report of the crash at 3:17 p.m. A witness said he saw the helicopter, quote, falling apart in midair with the tail and propeller falling off. The Federal Aviation Administration identified the helicopter as a Bell 206, a model widely used in commercial and government aviation. The National Transportation Safety Board said it would investigate.
New data shows U.S. inflation slowed sharply in March, cooling to a 6-month low. But the positive price news may be short-lived.
With economists worrying continued fallout from the Trump administration's tariff policies could send the cost of goods soaring. Michael Yoshida reports from Washington.
Thursday's Consumer Price Index data showed U.S. inflation cooled to an annual rate of 2.4% in March. Prices fell 0.1% from February, the first time prices have fallen monthly since May 2020. Normally, this trend would stoke optimism. But economists warn this latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics doesn't take into account how tariffs could impact consumer goods prices going forward.
We are completely blind looking at the market. Today's CPI numbers, for example, really tell us nothing.
President Donald Trump's aggressive trade moves have already upended global markets and could make imports and likely end products for consumers markedly more expensive. Wednesday, the president announced a 90-day pause on all of his recently announced so-called reciprocal tariffs, except for those on China, which he raised again.
Everybody wants to come and make a deal, and we're working with a lot of different countries, and it's all going to work out very well.
Still, the escalating trade conflict with China, along with fresh pain from tariffs imposed on key goods, steel, aluminum, and cars, stressing markets, consumers, and businesses alike.
What would have cost me maybe $30,000 with a reasonable tariff now is going to cost me almost $200,000.
There is just not a pathway for everyone to pivot and change and magically create this manufacturing that doesn't exist today.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
With all the tariff news, it might be easy to miss some updates, but advocates might say this might be the time to pay attention. Republicans in the House and Senate are trying to agree on a blueprint for a process called reconciliation.
It basically lets the majority party pass a budget without minority votes. Today, the House could vote on the plan.
Republicans in support of the blueprint say it will not cut Medicaid or Social Security assistance for qualified beneficiaries. If the House passes it, it'll likely be the foundation for how the U.S. spends money the next few years. The plan asks the House Energy and Commerce Committee to come up with $880 billion in cuts over 10 years. Analysts say it's hard to do that without affecting Medicaid. It provides health care to more than 20% of Americans and foots the bill for most seniors in nursing homes. Republicans say they do not want to eliminate it, but they do want to refine it.
Artists put heart into their work, and a little bit of themselves as well. NewsLink Indiana's Stephanie Weaver visited the homemade art at Carrie Wright's Silk and Gift Shops.
Inside the second floor of downtown Muncie's Murray building is a hidden Muncie gem. If you like award-winning art and homemade gifts, check out Carrie Wright's Silk Gifts and Gallery. Carrie and her husband Danny both create handmade art for Carrie Wright's Silk Gifts and Gallery shop.
I think it's impossible to not express yourself when you're making art. Art should be a very honest expression. So of course, my ideas, my heart, my soul really is on display in my art.
The silk art Carrie makes is an ancient technique that includes hand-painted silk, steam, and more. The silk is hand-painted while hanging and is then used to create the paintings and other creations. The process is tedious and time-consuming work. Carrie's husband, Danny, likes to draw in a cartoonist style. He creates his own form of art with fun characters such as animals doing human things. His artwork is in the store as well, in many different forms, such as postcards and other items.
I'm mostly trying to be a moment of fun or funny for somebody, whether it's an original piece or whether it's a reproduction of something that I've drawn. But usually I'm aiming for something that's fun.
Both Carrie and Danny put heart into their work and enjoy what they do. Making these two different forms of art show each of their personalities in a whole new way. Want to learn more about this artist and buy some of her products? Check out her website and discover this world of art. In Muncie, Stephanie Weaver, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you're looking for something homemade to gift this spring, take a look at what Carrie and Danny have to offer. You know, Ava, it is so nice to know that with all the cold temperatures that we're having outside, there's alternate options indoors, such as all this art. But I have noticed it's getting a little bit warmer out there finally.
I know, and I have to say I'm really glad that it's starting to get warmer, because not only do people want to go out, adventure, it's really nice for other people to see artwork that people are putting into. So yeah, but let's take it over to the weather with Rachel.
Thank you so much, you guys. Taking a look at our current temperatures right now, we see it is 50 in Indianapolis, up north 43 in South Bend, and then down south it is just 51 in Evansville. And for the next 12 hours, we are going to see temperature decrease. 44 right now at 10 p.m. and then we're going to go down to 41 by 1 a.m. and then down to 37 by tomorrow morning. And for my headlines, we are going to be tracking sunny weekends, temperature warm-ups, and Monday rain chance. That and more my future forecast.
Coming up, the middle class may be finding holes in their pockets. A look on how tariffs are affecting prices.
And a recent recall may have parents worried. Stay with us to learn what product is now off the shelves.
Hey, boss. Okay?
I said I'm fine.
Me the bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for all.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. President Trump's abrupt retreat on some of his tariffs, his remaining levies, are likely to blow a sizable hole in the wallets of Americans. According to new research by the Budget Lab at Yale, Trump's latest tariffs will cost the typical middle-class household nearly $3,500 a year. The new estimates factor in Trump's 90-day pause on country-specific tariffs and 145% tariffs on Chinese goods. The analysis found lower-income Americans will get hit harder by the tariffs as a share of their total income.
Fisher-Price has recalled 250,000 stroller toys due to a choking risk. The recall is for the Brunch and Go stroller toy. The toy features a plush avocado toast with 3 smaller toys hanging off, a mirror tomato, a crinkle bacon, and an egg teether. The issue is specifically with the egg teether attachment. Fisher-Price has received 5 reports of the yolk of the egg cracking and breaking off. In 2 of the reports, an infant had pieces of the egg toy in their mouth. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported.
I've got the details on sunny weekend skies after the break.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. You know, as we are really getting into these warmer temperatures and just kind of seeing things change around campus, one thing I did notice is Frog Baby's back on. The water is straight pouring out of those frogs again.
I know, I saw that, and I have to say, I think it brought campus alive a little bit more. I don't know. How did you feel about it?
Right, you are. There are going to be warmer temperatures, and as we take a look at our current temperatures right now, we are going to, it is currently 50 in Indianapolis, and take a closer look at our current temperatures. 45 here in Muncie, 53 up in Portland, and then down south, 46 in Newcastle. And for our 24-hour temperature change, we see is just 1 degree temperature change in Muncie, Indiana, and then 4 degrees in Indy, and then just 5 degrees down in Terre Haute. And for our almanac for today, it is 55 degrees was our high temperature for today, which is just barely close to our average high of 62 degrees, but both of those temperatures come nowhere close to 84 back in 2011 for our highest temperature for today. And for tonight, we are going to see a low of 37 degrees, but increasing clouds as we continue on to tonight into early morning, with wind blowing at north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, we are going to start off our day 37 degrees, cloudy skies for 8 a.m. And then as we hit noon, we see that sun sort of poke its head out. We're increasing our temperature to 43 degrees. And then as we hit evening time, we still see that sun poking its head out with a high of 49 degrees as our temperature for tomorrow. And for our weekend forecast, we are going to see mostly cloudy skies for both Saturday and Sunday, with a high of 57 for Saturday, as well as increase into Sunday for 63 as our high temperature, picking up the wind a little bit, 10 miles per hour as well. And we are going to see a little bit of rain in Sunday as well. Sunday evening, 7 o'clock, a little bit of showers, but we see that starts to move out of our system as we move on into the night, into early morning. But as we hit late afternoon, Monday, we are going to see heavier rain showers in Muncie, but we see Tuesday early morning it sort of moves out of our system. And taking a look at our temperature outlook, we are going to see above average temperatures out west, but as we take a look at our area, we see below temperatures bringing about colder weather for the next couple of days. And for our 7-day forecast, we are going to see sunny skies, mostly sunny skies into the weekend, into next week. 70% chance of showers on Monday and possibility of thunderstorms. And we are also going to be seeing some showers on Thursday. And what are you guys going to be doing with all this sunny weather we're going to be having?
I have to say, this is some really nice weather, and I'm liking it. I think I might, I don't know, maybe I'll go out, kind of like venture out on campus maybe.
Yeah.
Even with that rain on Monday, I'm really excited for that 70-degree weather. So even if I have to go out with an umbrella, I sure won't be complaining.
No, I have to agree with you. I think the rain might be a little iffy for like going out. I might just want to stay inside, but you never know. Maybe it might change. All right, well, thank you, Rachel, for weather. There's a lot more to get on NewsLink Indiana. Jaden Collins has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Peyton and Ava. One Cardinal squad prepares to showcase their hard work, while another reflects on their senior class's legacy. All this and more next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh,
my lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jaden Collins with sports. Although the women's basketball season may be over, the senior class's legacy will live on. NewsLink Indiana's Max Robson heads to Worthen Arena for more.
But I just want to hanging up in my house at home and just admire all the things that I've been through with this whole team and this whole program. So
it's funny, I'm listening to Allie talk about hanging her jersey up in her house. I think it's going to be hanging up in a bigger place than that one day. I think what she's done specifically for our program, for the university, it's going to be hanging in that arena.
After leading Ball State in all-time assists while being top 5 in both steals and points, MAC Player of the Year, Allie Becky, has left a legacy at Ball State.
And although head coach believes that Allie Becky's jersey will be the 3rd one in the rafters, he knows that the whole senior class left their legacy right here in Worthen Arena.
Here's their legacy. It's about the loyalty they showed our university. It's about the decision when a lot of kids are jumping all over in the portal and all this stuff. They made the decision to do this together and to stick with Ball State. And that part of it, I don't know that we'll hear a whole lot of stories like that anymore.
As the seniors leave their legacy, Becky and Bischoff hope that their class left a lasting impact for the underclassmen on the Cardinal squad.
with all the freshmen and sophomore, I hope they
in the next couple of years, like they can see us, like the senior class, and be like, oh, like I want to be a part of that group in 4 years. Like I want to graduate with a great group of friends and memories I'm going to last for a lifetime. So
I just hope that we kind of gave them something other than just being good at basketball or anything like that, just learning life lessons.
And as Ball State looks to the future, it is now time for the future of Ball State women's basketball.
I just hope we made a good impact for the people below us. It's time for them to write their story too.
In Muncie, Max Robson, NewsLink, Indiana.
Shooting things over to the Olympics. The 2028 Summer Olympics will include new mixed-gender team events in multiple sports, including golf and gymnastics. The International Olympic Committee announced the news yesterday as it released the entire sports program for the 2028 Los Angeles Games. In addition to golf and gymnastics, there will also be a new mixed-gender relay in track and field. The International Gymnastics Federation has until the end of next month to finalize the Olympic format for the 2028 Summer Olympics, as they are set to take place in Los Angeles, returning to the United States for the first time since 2002. Spring is here, and with that comes football. NewsLink Indiana's Jalen McKissick caught up with head coach Mike Urimovich to discuss the upcoming spring showcase.
At 10 a.m., most college students are still asleep. However, for the Ball State football team, this is the time to sharpen their skills in preparation for the spring game this weekend.
Newly hired head coach Mike Urimovich has only been at Ball State for a few short months. However, he has already connected with the Muncie community.
It's been great. You know, we've been obviously really busy with our team and recruiting, but we have been able to get out in the community a little bit and take part in a couple things with Muncie Mission and meet some people out there. And everybody's excited, and we're excited to be here as well.
Throughout the spring, one of Coach Urimovich's main focuses has been practicing the right way.
Learning how to practice, you know, I mean, obviously we got to talk scheme, offense, defense, and special teams, but learning how to practice, the tempo we want to practice at, how we practice, they've done a real nice job with that so far.
Redshirt senior wide receiver Ty Robinson has been able to watch this team from the sidelines this spring as he is nursing an injury. As he watched, there is one young player that has stood out to him.
Elijah Durham. I think he's going to be a really good player. He's just super young, still hasn't even gotten his high school diploma yet. So, yeah, he's going to be a good player for us.
Robinson is ready to show the Ball State fans the new additions the team has made over the offseason.
I'm excited to show fans just the new faces, the new coaches that we got. There's a lot of new additions to our team and a lot of new explosive pieces. So I'm just really excited for the spring game.
Ball State will host its annual spring game this Saturday, April 12th at 1 p.m. The event is free to the public, and there will be collection bins for canned goods that will go straight to the Muncie Mission. In Muncie, Jalen McKissick, NewsLink, Indiana.
Well, guys, I know it's still 3 years out, but every time I hear a story about the Olympics, it gets me more and more excited, considering the fact that it's in Los Angeles for the first time, back in the U.S. for the first time since before our lifetimes.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that for once we'll actually have like an Olympics that's back in the U.S. and, you know, we'll actually be able to like sit down, watch it. Granted, probably I won't be in attendance because that might be a little expensive, but you never know.
I think it's awesome that such a big event is coming back to the U.S. because I think it really brings in so many people who don't even consider that they have like a liking for sports. So I just think it really gets the community all together to maybe find something that they never even know they were interested in.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, well, thank you, Jaden. Next on NewsLink Indiana, fans of Dungeons & Dragons, listen up. One local store is rolling the dice and changing the place.
And one final look at your weather. Don't go anywhere.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Dungeons & Dragons is one of the most popular role-playing board games in the world.
And one Muncie shop is changing how it's played. NewsLink Indiana's Aiden Murray went on the quest to D20 Dungeon.
If you're a fan of high fantasy and board games, then you most likely know about Dungeons & Dragons, a magical game that allows players to take on roles and opportunities that transform them to a magical world. Whether that be a wizard, knight, or dragon, players have the opportunity to do whatever they want. And here at D20 Dungeon, they make the magic of the game come to life.
We get a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people who want to stop by, mainly because of the dice on the roof. And it captures a lot of attention, and people are always wowed by it. We get the wow factor because it is a unique space and it is kind of cool.
The dungeon was a passion project that opened in October of 2024. Connor was inspired to start the project after joining a group of friends on their D&D campaign and wanted to create a place that would not only enhance the player experience, but also provide something that could give back to the community. Inspiration for the dungeon not only came from his friends, but also from the rising popularity of D&D thanks to the success of groups like Critical Role and Dimension 20. Walking down the eerily lit stairwell to the basement, players are transported to a completely new world.
I wouldn't do this if I didn't do it for other people. I did this as a passion project because I knew it was something that I would enjoy, but I also knew that there were plenty of people in the community that could use it or would want to use it.
The basement takes players into a fantasy-styled tavern complete with decorations that range from quest memorabilia to incredible artwork. Behind two large wooden doors sits the interactive game room, where players are immersed into a magical world using special software, artificial intelligence, and color-changing lights. With the tap of a button, changes to the room occur that create an atmosphere that matches any situation during gameplay. The experience D20 Dungeon provides has created memorable moments for any party that are bound to last a lifetime. Filling the room with smiles and laughter, D20 Dungeon accomplishes what they set out to do.
Using those extra additive things gets people for 2 hours to escape their lives and have an adventure where they're not thinking of their own problems, own woes, own responsibilities.
Not only does D20 Dungeon enhance the player experience of Dungeons & Dragons by creating an immersive atmosphere, it also creates a safe haven for our scattered community to come and share their passion, rolling the dice and creating some magic of their own. In Muncie, Aiden Murray, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you want to go adventuring with some of your friends, the D20 Dungeon may be what you're looking for. Now let's take it over to Rachel with your final weather.
Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we are seeing mostly sunny skies for next weekend into next week. 70% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms on Monday, turning back into sunny skies into Tuesday, and then another 60% chance of showers on Thursday. Those temperatures are going to be in those mid-50s, high 50s, and possibly low 60s as well. And I'm just glad that it is not cold anymore. I did not miss the cold weather or those cold temperatures anymore. I'm glad I can wear sweatshirts now.
No, I know. I'm really glad that I'm, able to put away my light jacket, but still, I don't want to wear a jacket anymore. I want to wear, a t-shirt outside, be comfortable, be cool,
Not the winter coat.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you, Rachel. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in to our sister show tomorrow morning at 8, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.
And for news anywhere, anytime, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.